The Cougars 79-62. Head coach Sean Miller has joined us here courtside. Coach, on the offensive end, pretty good looking box score here for your team. 57%, 45%, 86% down the line there in terms of the shooting percentages. What stood out for you on that end? And also, again, talk about the defense against Washington State.
Well, I think a couple things about tonight's game, one of which is, I'll compare Washington State to who they were a year ago. They're a much better team. I think the freshman Malachi Flynn, who played 37 minutes against us, 3 assists, no turnovers, 12 points, has made a big, big difference. They have a lot of experience. You talked about it in our pregame, Brian. When you have players that have been in the Pac-12 for 3 and 4 years, and those 3 and 4 years they've been starters, they've been through the battles, and in their last year, a lot like a Kadeem Allen for us or a Gabe York last year, they're going to be at the very best they can be. And I think they have a number of players that are like that. Hawkinson, Connor Clifford, Ike Aragbu, those guys they've been at it a while. And I watched them play at Cal earlier, and it was a game that could have gone either way. Cal ended up winning the game. But just watching them play on the road, watching them at home, they're 3 and 4. They're a better basketball team. For us, having Alonzo back is a gift, and this has nothing to do with Alonzo or our team. It's just the reality of adding a player after 19 games of him not playing. There are things we have to get better at and work through, and it's going to take us a few weeks. Now that we have 2 games under our belt, I think we're a little bit more sure, at least of what we have to do, and now it's up to us to make it happen as a coaching staff and as a group. It also forces players on the team to sacrifice. The depth that we once had that was lacking, we played to the bitter end. And what would happen in the last 4 minutes or 8 minutes? We would wear out, and we would play with a 10-point, 15-point tough lead, and we would just hold the other team off. Well, tonight the opposite happened. In the last 8 minutes, the direction of the game went from 3 points or 4 points to almost 20. Depth has a funny way of helping you accomplish that. So we have to learn to use the depth. We had an 8-minute stretch in the second half, early in the second half. That was about as bad of defense as we've played. And if you look at why the game really felt funny, they were 20 for 35 from 2. Yep. And it wasn't just one player. Connor Clifford had 8 two-point shots, 19 points. We didn't really have an answer for him. But if you look at their entire team, we gave a team 20 for 34 from 2. Teams shoot 20 for 34 inside the arc, they're going to be in the game. And that's something we have to look at, get better at, figure out what happened, and hopefully we'll be better. Because when we play at Washington State, the crowd's not here that we had tonight, and we had an awesome crowd. We're going to have to be better. The other part about tonight, they played a matchup zone, which we knew. And we changed what we were doing against it, I would say, at about 14 minutes left in the game. And that clearly was better for our team. So, again, you live and you learn here with every test, and I think we're better because of what happened tonight.
We talked before the ball game, and you mentioned Alonzo's court vision. He had the 4 assists against UCLA. Now he has 7, a new career high tonight. And maybe you could just address his improvement in that area. We know that he can score and rebound when needed, but his ability to find his teammates tonight looked very sharp.
Well, in Alonzo's freshman year, he played the entire season, and he had a total of 31 assists on the season. Yeah. In 2 games, and again, keeping in mind that if he would ever be rusty or ever not be himself, it will be these first couple of games. He has 11 assists. So he's over a third of his total assist last year in 2 games. And that's a great sign. He's an improved player. I've been saying it really since the school year began. And it's nice to see him hit the ground running. I thought he did a great job tonight of taking what the defense gave. 7 assists, 1 turnover, 6 for 12 from the floor. 25 minutes, he did a really good job. The other guy that I want to talk about is Chance. He played 16 minutes. He went 4 for 4 from the field. And from an offensive perspective, he's shooting about 75% in the Pac-12. I think, we'll know more when we watch the game again. But our defense in the low post and just our overall team defense against Connor Clifford and their 2-point shooting, it has to improve. We gave them way too many.
One more note on Chance, because watching him grow, it's been a great process here. Is it more than just confidence that has improved his game here this season, and in particular in the last month?
It is. He has worked hard. He is growing up off the court and on the court. I think for the first time that light went off in his mind, and he says to himself, I have a chance to really be good. Okay. And once that light went off, I think he's headed in a direction that maybe he's never been headed before. And I think the best is yet to come for him, not just beyond this season, but certainly as our season continues.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Congratulations. We'll see you Sunday.
Thank you.
Head coach Sean Miller here courtside as the Wildcats beat Washington State 79-62.